Catherine Ham, Brian Wilson, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you. The Morning Majority, 630.
WMAL.
7:37 on the Morning Majority. Brian Neiman and Mary Catherine here. Brian Wilson taking the day off. And we are lucky enough to have Trevor Matich with us. Former Redskin. Works with ESPN as a commentator and Comcast Sportsnet. So, Trevor, how's it going this morning?
Mary Catherine, great. Did I hear you say the Ham House earlier in the show?
In the Ham House.
I love it. My house didn't have a name. That's an awesome name.
It is a good name.
Well, I'm sure you ate plenty of ham in your house, though.
Yeah, listen, there was no ham in my house once I got up and made it to the refrigerator.
I can imagine.
The ham was eaten.
Well, so feeling pretty good this Monday. You know, you get a win for the Redskins. What did you see out there that can tell you something about the season?
Yeah, you know, Mary Catherine, you're right. You're feeling good, and it's okay to be encouraged. It is not okay to be exuberant.
Right.
This is the first preseason game, and the Steelers only played their starters for a few series. The Redskins did the first half, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the things to be encouraged about were that they played in a far more disciplined and precise manner than I thought they could at this stage. Not having the off-season training activities and having so many new players rotated in, they had no penalties in the whole game.
Nice.
Or in the first half. No penalties in the first half. No turnovers in the whole game. No sacks. Now, that's playing very disciplined football for the first outing.
All right, here's the bottom line. Here's a question we talked about before the show. Do you expect this team, this 2011 Redskins team, to be a better team than 2010? And not necessarily record-wise, but are they a better team this year than they were last year?
Yeah, Brian, actually, that's an important distinction. It's a very good point. Sometimes teams get better, but based on the schedule, they don't always have a better record to show for it in the beginning. Although I think this year's team will probably have both. They've upgraded the talent tremendously. At running back, they're much better this year with the new additions, even with the young additions. At receiver, they're much better this year. The defensive line is vastly better this year. And so, yeah, I think this team is better for the personnel. It's also better for the fact that they're in the system for the second consecutive year now. And you could see that on defense. You could see the defense playing much better together with much better personnel suited for this 3 down lineman, 4 linebacker defensive front that's new. And so that's coming together, and you could see it in practice, but even more so, encouragingly but not exuberantly, in the game.
Well, we've talked about the good. What were the spots that you maybe were surprised by that could use some work?
Well, you know, the rookies made some rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
You had rookie running backs pick up the blitz very well at times and then miss at times.
Right.
That's not good. You had, a rookie receiver. We talked about him, Leonard Hankerson out of Miami, draft choice, drop a couple of passes, and a couple of other times ran routes that were lazy or imprecise. And that's not good for him. You had Ryan Kerrigan, who mostly was good. He's the first-round draft choice. And he did a very good job considering that he really hasn't practiced this training camp much because he's been out with a knee. I've watched him during practice just off on his own with the trainers getting individual work while the team was elsewhere because of his injury. But he played in this game, and a couple of times he got caught inside. He was slightly out of position. In college, you can make up for that because you're just a superior athlete.
Right.
In the NFL, they're all superior athletes, so you have to be in the right spot. And so I think that'll be a good learning experience for Ryan Kerrigan, who physically, other than that, actually did well.
All right, I think the belief before the season started was that John Beck was going to have the chance to be the starting quarterback. I don't know if Shanahan actually said that, but that was the belief from everyone, who's around Redskins Park. Rex Grossman was okay last year. I mean, he wasn't the greatest, but he wasn't terrible either. And he looked like he had a command of the offense against the Steelers. Do you believe that it is an open competition, and is it Rex Grossman's job to win, to lose, or where do you see that standing right now?
Brian, I do see it as an open competition. And I think the players in that locker room would be angry if it were not. They want to win, and they want the best quarterback today, right now, this year, to be the starter, so they can win this year. And Grossman did very well, but really the thing I took from his performance on Friday wasn't that he completed a lot of passes. The Steelers didn't run sophisticated coverages. It wasn't a normal game-planned game. But what impressed me was the accuracy to begin with. He threw a lot of passes that his receivers were able to catch in stride and then immediately burst up the field. We saw that with Anthony Armstrong several times and with Santana Moss as well, where they got great yards after the catch because they did not have to slow down or change direction to make the catch. That's good accuracy. The other thing I noticed from Grossman was that some of his best plays were made when he was off balance, when the defense constricted the pocket and did not allow him to have a classic step up into the pocket and great delivery off of his front foot. And that's one thing that differentiates good quarterbacks in the NFL from good quarterbacks in college, is that when the defense makes them move around and throw from an awkward position, they can get it done. And Grossman did that. So it doesn't impress me that receivers were open at times. It impresses me that Grossman was accurate when he did throw it, and that he threw it accurately and well when he was uncomfortable.
Yeah, the first touchdown pass, he showed a lot of patience. He didn't, panic because the snap was a little bit low and the blitz was coming, and he held his own and just threw it underneath. The Santana was wide open.
Yeah, that was a terrific play, and that impressed me very much. A lot more than when he's just wide open. When he's got lots of time to throw. And also keep this in mind as well. We talked about on Monday how important it was. Today's Monday. We talked about on
Friday. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I got hit in the head a little bit too much, I think. Last time we spoke,
yeah.
we talked about the importance of the offensive line, getting them to 2nd and 6, and then 3rd and 2. Stay even with the chains. And they, by and large, did that in this game. Most of the long passes that Grossman attempted were on rollouts and play-action pass, which is one of the reasons that he wasn't sacked not even a single time.
And you're right, he didn't look fat. I take that back last week.
Right, he doesn't look fat.
Yeah, I know he doesn't.
At the Ham House, there would be no
I know.
correct.
You should come to the Ham House.
All right, Trevor, great to talk to you. We'll do it again on Friday, all right?
All right, you guys.
All right, Trevor Matich with the Redskins Report, presented by Fork Union Military Academy.